I want to talk about Woosicle. That was
Oh,
your, so it's based off a children's book, and then you
yes.
wrote a musical
I
based off the book,
I
right?
co-wrote I
Co-wrote.
co-wrote a musical. Yeah, that was an amazing story. My best friend, who we've been best friends since third grade, um, she stumbled across these two of the books in the series at a Hallmark store. It was like, you got to read these and call me when you've gotten them. So I ordered them. I was like, oh my gosh, called her. I was like, this has to be a musical. Well, getting the rights to an award-winning book series
Yeah.
for like two nobodies to get a rights to do something with it is like unheard of. So, but Kristen Tuminello is my co-writer, and she wrote a handwritten letter. I call her the word bedazzler. She's like the best letter writer in the world, and sent a letter to Andy Green, who's the author of the books. And he was like, hey, can you come to New York? I'd love to meet you. Because Kristen and I had been writing just for fun, and it just started coming so easily. And then by the time she was like, yes, I want you guys to be the one to turn this into something. Then I think by then it was like 4 books were out. And so now there are 7 books in the series. And so we've rewritten it and revamped it. And it's toured Australia. It's in touring around Australia and the school system there. It's about emotion. So we also have a curriculum that Kristen and I both contributed. We wrote the music curriculum. So it covers visual arts, English language arts, and music. So you have theater, art, hands-on
Hmm.
art, fine arts, and music, and that's used internationally. So it's used, in I forget how many countries right now. That is, the schools are using that curriculum, and we have the book series, we have plushies, we have the musical, and it's probably one of my thing I'm most proud of that I've put into the world, other than
Yeah.
my 2 kids, because they're great and they're going to be great contributors to the world. But no, but as far as that created, and we're looking to get it produced here in the States so that then it can go into the
So
big production houses so it can be
when you
brought
say
out.
it's going through the schools in Australia, is that kind of through like high school level, like
It's
they're doing putting on a musical?
it's a professional theater company that is doing it for the school. So Australia is a little bit weird. It's a little bit different. They also are all about emotional intelligence and getting that into the schools, which is, grossly ignored here in the States.
Yeah.
And they also, the way it's divided up into districts, so you have these professional actors that bring it in to, and the schools use this. So many of the schools are using our curriculum, and they've known about the books forever. There's a renowned child psychologist, Dr. John. He's kind of the Dr. Sears. I know some of y'all listening probably have no idea who that is,
Mm.
but he's like the big guru, a psychologist in the entire continent. So he is the most renowned child psychologist. So he's used the books to create books for parents and counselors to use to help with learning strategies and techniques on recognizing these big overwhelming emotions like anxiety and anger frustration are the two like that biggest ones. And
Hmm.
so this musical just introduces all of the characters. You have the monster of loneliness, insecurity, and the one who can't like make a choice. You have the monster of frustration, the monster of envy, and you have the monster of worry. And Squeak is it's kind of like he's scared to try new things. And so, kind of the monster of innocence, but we're changing. Andy's working on a different name for him.
Okay.
But the beautiful thing about what I love about them so much is that they're not situational. So, because anxiety, things that worry you when you're 5 are different than when you're 12, then are different when you're 30, then different and a situation can promote anxiety. And you've by the age of 4, you have experienced every single emotion you
Hmm.
can experience in life by the age of 4. But grief is very different at 3,
Yeah.
you know, than in
Yeah.
different situations can bring up those feelings. And so it's just a great resource to go to that can kind of tap in, and you can different strategies just when those emotions come up. It doesn't have to be about the situation.
So you're still actively working that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And you said a seventh book is in the works?
It's done. No, the seventh.
done.
She's talked about creating a monster of grief.
Okay.
We lost our big Kimberly came on at the end. She was kind of the final piece of the puzzle, and she died a year ago,
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago from breast cancer. And so we've kind of been lost without her, because she was the one that was like, okay, guys, come on. We got it, and so
Yeah.
I think we're just coming back to life. And Andy's on TikTok. So we're the old ladies trying to figure out the TikTok.
Oh, I
But
know. That's an interesting crowd.
yeah. So we're getting these feedback to getting up and making things happen in the States.